Hello, dear participants of the conference. I would like to present you the paper with topic Scoring System based on neural networks for identification of factors in image perception by Khortiuk, Galyna Kondratenko, Ievgen Sidenko, and Yuriy Kondratenko from Petro Mohyla Black Sea National University. People remember thousands of images and the amazing number of their details. While a few pictures are remembered, others are overlooked or rapidly forgotten. Designers, promoters, clipmakers, and photographers are usually stood up with the actual question: what makes an image memorable? But how to create an image that is memorable to the watcher? It is possible to change the level of image memorability by changing the areas with low or higher memorability. This can have far-reaching results in a variety of areas, from advertising and games to education and also social networks and other. Recent studies on the storage of images reported a high degree of consistency of factors. Mm, Previous studies have shown that objects are better remembered when they stand out from the main scene or background. Also, the specific groups of images, in particular people's faces, the results showed that another or unusual, non-trivial face will be remembered more than usual. On this slide, you can see some methods which used to solve the problem of image recognition in image. They are the color brightness filter method, which can be used in cases where the subject is substantially different from the background and the illumination is uniform and doesn't change. Also, it is a method of contour selection and analysis. Um, Also pattern mapping method, but the scope of the above methods is limited due to the fact that they all have pure generalizability. In order to successfully recognize not one object but large and diverse classes of objects, you can apply machine learning methods or neural networks. A new dataset was created by sampling figures from 21 various categories of inside and outside sense, and also authors used Amazon Mechanical Turk to collect the experimental data. On this slide, you can see the first memorability experiment, ATM1. Also, it's so-called as memory game, in which successions of 120 images were displayed for 1 second each, and the original image and its repetition were at distance of 91, 108 images from each other, and sequential images which were separated by the special sign. In our case, it's a cross with a time interval of 1.4 seconds. On this slide, you can see the partial set of corresponding data for ATM1, and the HR and FAR values are calculated over the goals targets, for which identified an average of 85 data points per image. ATM2, the second memorability experiment, was conducted on the grouped set of target and placeholder images in all categories. Here is a new set of memory factors was collected following the same protocols as before. On this slide also you can see new data for this second experiment, and comparing memory performance across data sets shows consistency of results and stability of memory performance. For images in 21 cents context, ATM2 second experiment, the image memorization value is higher than in 7 cents context in the library, and even higher than 1 in 1 cent context from ATM1 first memorability experiment. At the same time, the overall trend remains the same. On this slide, you can see the practical implementation. Is a client service application using PHP programming language, Laravel web framework, MVC web development paradigm, SQLite database, Vue.js, HTML, and CSS libraries, and also you can see the first window, which is asking to download images from further analysis. When the user is ready to send the image for analysis, just click the Analyze button, and the system will evaluate the score of each image. After the results are obtained, the user can view all the estimates. For example, the score of the first image is 8.81 and sort them by the order in the order by they are. Also, we can see the client can see heat map. The heat map uses the color spectrum from warm to cool tones to show areas of attention that attract user. And as conclusions, in the paper, authors analyze the image memorability prediction using memorability experiments and neural networks. The developed scoring system not only allows to evaluate and compare the results of storing the images of the automatically trained system with real experimental data, but also has practical application as it's a full featured application with a user-friendly interface which widens the circle of users. The system can be used by designers, SMM specialists, teachers and students, advertising industry workers, and regular users who aim to address the issue of choosing the image that the audience will pay attention. Thank you for your attention.